What's up, guys? It is June 19th. Just taking a look at the market here. We got completely hammered. The Dow dropped 206 points, or about 1.35%. It was a really crappy day. As I said this morning on Foos TV, there was a Fed announcement coming out today, and it's the same kind of reaction every time on the Fed announcements. Basically, just a day where the market is kind of trading sideways. If you look at the intraday action here, this is the opening bell. Really nothing was moving all day long. It was an extremely boring day, and it's just basically everybody kind of waiting to see what happens with the Fed announcement. And then typically once the Fed announcement comes out, the market just goes absolutely haywire, and it's just kind of a frenzy of what people are doing. And so I typically don't even like to mess with it. It's pretty pointless, really. You have no idea what it's going to do. I've seen where the market goes haywire, the market drops 100 points, then the next thing you know, it's up 300 points, or vice versa. Today, the market pretty much collapsed as soon as that Fed announcement came out. As you can see, right as the Fed announcement came out, we were almost break even on the day. Next thing you know, we're down 200 points into the close within the last hour or two. And the market action there in between that hour was, extremely volatile. So trying to predict that whole situation is just stupid. It's a waste of your time, and pretty much today was just a waste of time. I got into a few positions right out of the gates. None of them were working right off the bat. I knew the Fed announcement was coming out, and that's why I kind of cleared out my portfolio within the first hour and said, I'm probably just taking the rest of the day off. The Fed announcement's coming out later. There's really no point of messing around and wasting your money trying to predict what the hell is going to happen. And obviously today was a nasty day trying to buy breakouts. We had 2 days of a solid rally. Over the last 2 days, those were kind of the days to make the money. Unfortunately, I missed Monday. I just needed a little bit of extra rest after a weekend in Vegas. And pretty much the only trade of the week was CHTP. This was one that, we initially got in at 193 here. We ripped it all the way up here. For a solid gain, we ripped it all and again after we bought in on the dip on this huge day, and I actually tried to buy into this last Friday to try to catch what happened on Monday, but I got stopped out for a very, very small loss. Then all of a sudden on Monday, as you can see here, this formed up an F1 pattern. It is absolutely ripped it. I know a lot of you guys got in there right out of the gates. I'm super excited that you guys are learning this strategy and can identify these patterns even if I'm not in the room. That's what the goal is for me, to help you, is so that you can identify these patterns on your own, as well as you call them out. And if you're calling them out, then other people in the chat room see that and also recognize the pattern and understand what the hell you're talking about, so they can actually capitalize. If people are just calling out stock charts, saying, hey, CHTP, somebody doesn't know what they're talking about or what the patterns are that we look at, how the hell are they supposed to know? So you guys got to be studying the Foos 4 strategy. That's what it is. It's there to make you money, and it definitely can. As you can see, this is the opening bell right here on CHTP. This is a textbook F1 pattern that I teach right out of Foos 4 Part 2. Here's the opening bell. Nice spikes in volume right out of the gates. Forms up this flag pattern. Basically, the trigger is right here at 251. So the intraday, breakout trigger is at 251 right here. On the daily chart, the actual breakout trigger is at 259. So that's the whole point of Foos 4 Part 2, is studying intraday patterns so you can get in there early, whereas previously I wasn't fully looking at intraday charts, and I might not even have bought in the stock until it actually broke out of the breakout point at 259, because that's what it was on the daily resistance. But with looking at F1 patterns, you can anticipate that this pattern might break out that daily chart. As you can see here, this broke out at 251, which is an F1. Huge volume spike as soon as that broke out, and from 251, this thing just absolutely shredded it up all the way up to 276. And also, that was the sell signal right there as soon as it broke down the 13 EMA on the 13-minute chart. So that was a perfect F1 to try to get in and out just for a morning scalp. A lot of the times, the most important 2 hours, that's why I only do Foos TV for the first 2 hours, is because a lot of times the morning spike is all you get. And if you don't take your profits, then a lot of times you can give it all back. For instance, basically look at CHTP here. we had that one day of the breakout, and the next 2 days just completely collapsed. But there was that huge opportunity to capitalize on this trade right out of the gates, just based off that F1 pattern. So it's important you guys are understanding these patterns. And look at this thing just ripped it up and then all the way back down to 235 the next day. So it's an extremely volatile market right now. We're no longer trending for the bulls where it's going to be easy to swing trade. Basically, first 2 hours, if you can capitalize on a spike, it's important that you do that. Just as today, I gave back basically all my profits on BCRX. I was hoping to see a little bit more out of it. We bought in yesterday, I think at 174. I sold a partial position up at 181 into the close, or right into the close, and that was also hitting resistance on the daily chart here. Overall chart, still looks okay on BCRX, but if the market continues to fall, which it definitely can, and I think it probably will, we're definitely due for a pullback in the market. If it's going to happen, I have no idea. The market keeps, rebounding every time. Everybody thinks that it's going to pull back. We keep finding more buyers, but today was a pretty nasty day, so it could be another indication of a continued pullback in the market. And also another indication of a pullback in the market is how volatile things are right now. Futures are, going up and down overnight. Hundreds of points. We're basically, swing trading. If you're on the wrong side of a swing trade, when the futures are acting like this, you're going to get royally screwed. So it's making it much more difficult and much more risky to swing trade right now. And as you can see, BCRX is completely collapsed today. Took out the entire candle of yesterday's gain. So actually, locked in maybe $300-400 yesterday, and actually lost about $300 today, because actually added at 176 on a dip. And then we had that one big sell-off spike here from about 176 to 170 on just one 5-minute candle that sold out there. So it was a volatile move right there, and I ended up selling the rest of my position at about 172, 171, and ended up losing because my average position from yesterday was at 174. I sold the third at 181, then rebought that third at 176 today, trying to buy a dip here, as it looked like we were potentially spiking up as we went green there briefly this morning. And then we just had this huge sell-off candle, and I was forced to sell as I couldn't handle any more risk. As I said before, try to make your losses as minimal as possible so that you're not trying to rebuild your account. If you're getting your account stuck in a losing position, I'll take small losses all day long. Yeah, they can add up over time. But, if you just let whatever stocks you're in continue to fall, say if you bought into CHTP, thinking that you're going to buy into this breakout at 260, next thing you're now down at 229 because you didn't just stop out and take the small loss. You're sitting down on a piece of crap situation where this stock doesn't look good anymore, and you're asking me, Foos, what do you think about CHTP? I was like, I don't know, it looks like shit now. Why are you still holding it? You should have sold it. So once you get into these kind of nasty situations, trying to rebuild your account from losses is the most difficult time to trade, because your head is out of whack and you can't focus. You can't think straight. So as long as you can try to keep your account flat or forward, you're going to do much better at, keeping your head straight and, just trying to move forward. Rather than putting yourself in some sticky situations where all of a sudden you have a bunch of losses that you're trying to make up for, and you're making stupid trades that are probably irrational trades and just revenge trades that aren't ideal, just because you're trying to make your money back. So always remember, try to take as small as losses as possible. A lot of times you're going to get stopped out, and also the next thing you know, the stock's back up, but at least you're not going to get stuck in situations like this, where you might have bought into CHTP on this breakout, didn't take a profit, and the next thing you know, you're down 10-15% on this position. You don't know what the hell to do. But that's pretty much it for those two positions. I do have one trade into tomorrow, ZLC. I don't have a huge position here, but I've been watching this for a while now as a potential short, and it just keeps continuing to rip up. But we've had 2 negative days here. We did break down this intraday support here, looking at the 5-minute chart. That's where I went short at, is 928. Then I said I'll add again if it rips up towards 935. I actually had an order for shares to short at 935 that didn't get filled, and then had to change my order and got a little bit more, 250 shares more at about 931, and now after hours it's down to about 906. So okay position here on ZLC. I'm not a short seller. I'm full on bull mode. Stock trader. Doesn't even matter if the market's just continuing to eat crap. I'm still 99% long on my positions because you can take advantage of the morning pops right out of the gates and lock in quick profits. Shorting is a totally different animal that I make some good trades sometimes, but it's definitely not my specialty. I'm definitely a long bias trader, and I've been doing this for 8 years now through the craziest market turbulence you've ever seen, and I'm still here. So my strategy works. You just got to make sure that you're taking your profits as well as keeping your losses very, very small. Because in a bear market, if you're trying to buy stocks and think you're going to get 30% when all you're really going to get is about 3%, take your 3%, and then all of a sudden, if you don't take it, you're going to lose on that position because it's going to continue to fall with a bear market. So you have to cut your losses if the position doesn't work out very, very quickly. If you're buying stocks in a bear market, if you're thinking that you're going to swing trade stock from 5 up to 10 like ZLC just did when the market's not bullish, it's not going to happen. So just remember that you have to take you just got to learn to take your losses and push the sell button and give up on a stock if it's not working out for you right away. But anyways, that's kind of all I want to talk about today. I don't really have anything that's too hot going into tomorrow. I still haven't done the watch list, so we'll see how it goes. Let's see what Dow futures are actually doing here after hours. Let's see here. Look up futures. So futures are down another 45 points after hours after dropping 200 points today. Dow's not looking very good. I definitely think that we're due for a pullback in the market. We're probably going to be below 1500 soon. We're at 1500 right now on Dow futures. So just be prepared for a pullback in the market. Take your profits, especially take your very, very small losses, and make sure you're not moving backwards in your portfolio, because when the market's going to turn like it's going to do eventually, the goal is to not do a bunch of damage to your portfolio, so that once the market bottoms out and we really have some big opportunities, you're not sitting there trying to rebuild your account. You're actually, maybe you just made a little bit of money, or you maybe just lost a little bit of money, and now we can actually just continue moving forward rather than trying to make up for a bunch of losses because you just made a bunch of stupid trades when the market kind of flipped into bear mode. So anyways, that's it for today's video lesson. Hopefully we got some more good trades coming into later this week. All I got right now is, what was that, ZLC short. But anyways, let's see what we got shaking for us tomorrow.